know, I am not one to hold back on my opinions, my reactions, my critiques, my feedback when it comes to The Sims 4, and I am also extremely vocal about my ideas, what I would like to see within the game. So today, I wanted to test myself. I wanted to see if I could create a kit, because recently we received 3 brand new kits. One of them was a Create a Sim kit, which is where my loyalties lie. That is where my passion is. I apparently have a passion for fashion. You would never know looking at the clothes I wear, quite honestly. I do like to think I have my own personal style. The glasses train, I'm fitting in with the elders of The Sims 4, thank you very much. But I had a look at the elder kit, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of disappointed me. As someone who wanted elder based stuff for a very long time in this game, it kind of just felt like they were like, oh, well, you know, elders like to do hobbies, so let's create assets that relate to their hobbies, such as cooking and cleaning. Also, there's one fishing outfit and a bird watching outfit. And to me, it just doesn't scream elder kit. I feel like there was so much more that they possibly could have done. And whenever I give feedback on Create a Sim, I feel like a lot of you come back with, well, I would love to see what kind of elements you would like to see in a pack or a kit for masculine Sims, which, by the way, I do want to make this type of video on masculine Sims, but that will be coming in the future. Today, we are mainly going to focus on how I would have created an elder kit. Now, of course, I'm going to talk about way more stuff than actually could have fit into a kit, but I do think they could have gone down some of these roads to personally make it more interesting for me. This is a Pinterest board I have called Justice for Elders, and in here we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a lot of outfits that I would like to see, which I do feel like a lot of these could have personally been full body outfits. Not gonna lie, elders absolutely slay a full body outfit. They body the whole body outfits. And I really wish they'd given us more personality. I actually said in my kit overview, it kind of a little bit felt like cottage living rejects. That's just my personal opinion. I did say if you have cottage living, then you maybe might not want to pick up this kit because it didn't feel extremely worth it. And of course there was going to be some crossover, because a lot of older people do wear wool and knits and layer up and try to stay warm, which is obviously a thing that they have done and shown in that kit. But I do think even if they were gonna go down that road, there's one specific asset that I wanted to talk about. This dude right here. 1, more patterns. Just in general, I kind of wish that The Sims did this more often, where they didn't just stick a logo on or make it look like it's created for a certain hobby, but they actually tied that in to the pattern of the piece itself. I mean, I think one of the only examples that I have is this fish design, but how sick is that? This cozy woolen jumper with mackerel down the front of it. Imagine your Sims who enjoy fishing. And this is the thing, I feel like these pieces are versatile. It doesn't just have to be for people who enjoy fishing. Cottage living got this a little bit. There was that one with the sheep on and the cow, but really that was just going off a trend that appeared a couple of years ago when it came to woolen knits. Imagine a Sim knitting this for their partner. Obviously we didn't have to have an update with nifty knitting or anything like that, but it could have been a nice little homemade gift or something that someone had purchased for someone who enjoys to fish. And I wish they lent into that side of hobbies more, rather than just being this Sim likes to bake, let's put them covered in flour and a little apron on them, which I don't mind the apron, but it already feels like we have that stuff. We had that in Home Chef Hustle. I'm fairly sure we have it in a couple of other packs. I absolutely just love this outfit in general. I love the colors. I really wish they'd lent more into the high-waisted stuff. There was one pair of trousers, I feel, for the masculine. It could have been in a full body. It could have been just in the bottoms, but there was one that kind of lent itself to the high-waisted. I also really adore the high-waisted braces shirt combination that comes in base game. And some of these might be unrealistic based on kind of how much layering there is. Like, obviously, I can't even tell what this dude has on. I don't know if that's a shirt underneath or if that's like a necktie. Then he also has a colorful waistcoat and a colorful cardigan on top of that, like a coat. But this is so sick. Also, fun socks. Severely lacking in the fun sock department in general in The Sims 4, and an elder kit would have been the perfect place for them to add in more fun socks that kind of like showed your Sims personality. I don't think you always need to show their personality with like specific pieces that are made for their hobby, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be a graphic tee that has a specific hobby on, or like I said, a fishing jacket with like a fish design logo on the back. You can show their personality in different ways. I did say in that video I was over the like sweater vest, which I am. The Sims 4 just does sweater vests in such a weird way, where it's that super slouchy, like off the shoulder, doesn't even look like it fits a sim, and they always are like too baggy, whereas something like this could have been so easy. A nice little waistcoat sweater vest that feels like it fits the sim. I feel like earthy tones would have been really nice. There definitely weren't enough florals when it came to the elders. Not to be like, go grab your florals, girls, but hello, my grandmother, I've grown up with her wearing so many floral patterns, and I feel it was so severely lacking in color and personality and florals and patterns, just to jazz up an outfit. I feel like so many old people like bring that little bit of joy into their lives by wearing stuff that is so patterned and like so bright and eye-catching, and I love that for them. She's got this little like cardigan shawl. I imagine this goes past her bum, which another missed opportunity. And I always talk about cuts in The Sims 4 and how I want them to play around with cuts more, and when I say that, I mean not just kind of an A-line cut or like whatever, like those trousers that we got in businesses and hobbies with like the A across. Absolutely love those. Yeah, big fan. But also just the lengths of things. It really doesn't feel like they play with lengths all that much. A lot of the trousers in this game are the same length. A lot of the tops in this game are the same length. And I feel like older people especially do sometimes like want to cover up their lumps and bumps. Like, that is absolutely okay. I am the same. I like covering up my hips. And you do that by not only wearing just things that are like slightly oversized sometimes, but also that hide stuff in their length. And I do think this specifically didn't have clothes long enough that I personally would feel like older people would be super comfortable in. They also layer an awful lot. I always say I'm sick of like comfy cozy or like warm jumpers, but we don't have enough like nice knitted jumpers in the game. I don't know what they have against a nice knitted jumper, but we barely have anything that has like a pattern on it. Why do we not have more patterns in the game? This one, honestly, this could be put in the game tomorrow and I would be so happy. But also just like an Aaron knit jumper. Correct me if I'm wrong, but do we have like a staple Aaron knit jumper in the game? I feel like maybe we used to get them a little bit more. It's kind of giving me romantic garden, but I feel like that's more of like a waistcoat. I don't know if we have a staple like Aaron knit, and that is all I wear in Animal Crossing. Hello, let me live out my Aaron knit dreams. I want to talk about length a little bit more because I really want to hammer this home that I do think we need to start playing around with cuts and length more. The amount of women I see wearing tops like this, I don't know what this type of top is called, but kind of those more like linen materials, I guess a lot of these tops are made out of, but those really like baggy, flowy blouses, I absolutely love them. My mum wears these types of tops all the time, and they're great because you can dress them up, you can put on like a nice pair of jeans with them, you can put on a really gorgeous pair of trousers, trousers. You can dress them down with like a skinnier jean or leggings. And I feel like they are so versatile, especially once you start layering like big chunky necklaces, chunky earrings, and kind of spice them up a bit that way, which again, do feel like they were missing out on that kind of jewelry in the Elder kit. And I don't know how realistic a lot of these are because of the layering. Again, it's that thing of, is it just gonna look oversized and a bit too much in The Sims 4? So I don't really want to focus on the layers too badly. What a absolute queen. I mean, Kane's walking sticks, they should have been in the game way before now anyway, but I would like to see them within the next year. Sims team, you have what, 7 months left of 2025? I would like to see it. Wearing a jacket as a cape will always be a serve. Why do we not have more of that? And the thing is, whilst playing around with length, you can also play around with where they sit on a sim. Like this one has a little off the shoulder moment. This also isn't a linen. This also looks like it could have an arrow tip on it. So you can play around with those wools as well. Really nice jackets, again, staple pieces. I have something like this when it comes to create a sim. I think it broke a while ago, but again, it like covers a sim's bum. It covers kind of thighs or anything that you personally might not be feeling as much, but it gives the person, I guess, but it could give the sim so much shape. Again, something like this is absolutely sick. Kind of has the element of an apron, but it's just a really nice top to like throw over stuff. All of these are so cool. This is the thing though, why do they keep giving us the same silhouette of a vest when so much inspiration and like so many different variants exist in real life? I had to throw this in just because I want this. I mean, it probably costs so much money, but I would actually die to own this. There's another version of the blouse with it falling down to like knee length in a linen blend. Big chunky buttons on it. Like, she looks so effortlessly cool. And then even if they do want to play around with crop tops, I know people are sick of the crop tops. Don't come for me in the comments. I know you're all like, no more crop tops. But they did actually give us like a cropped kind of jacket. But if you're gonna play around with like crop tops, why not give us a French tuck? An Elder pack with no French tuck in sight. Tan France would actually be ashamed of you just for putting that out into the world without a French tuck in sight. Every single older person that they have on Queer Eye, he's like, let me teach you a little trick that I got from my fellow millennials. It's weird that me and Tan France are probably in the same generation. I don't actually know Tan France's age, so he might not be a millennial, but he did teach us well with the French tuck. We were already doing it before then, let's be real. Another one. Again, with like linen trousers to kind of match it. Doesn't have to be linen, it can be like crochet, but the flow at the back, I just want to see more stuff like this. And I always talk about this, even for like masculine fashion, when it comes to like basic t-shirts, why not give us cuts like this a little bit more when it comes to the basics? Because it still works, like you can still get so much use out of it. I have a CC t-shirt that fits like this for masculine sims, and I use it so frequently because it's just a basic. It's a plain white t-shirt or whatever color you want it in, but just having that element of a slightly different cut and having it slightly longer at the back makes it more visually interesting than just putting a like t-shirt that sticks to your hip on your body. I always have to pop Prue-Leith in there. I feel like Prue-Leith is the alpha. And I hear you. Elders don't need to be boring. Their colors don't need to be muted. Trust me, I am on your side. We're on the same team here. Absolutely love the orange. Love the shawl that she has on. I feel like I'm hosting 10 years younger. Make my Sims 4 elders look 10 years younger. Please, Gokwan, we need you to work your magic. Something that doesn't ever really translate too well in The Sims 4 is personally, I think, like these sort of shawls. I think there, if my memory serves me right, there's maybe a top in the eco lifestyle, it might be, that kind of has like a shawl element to it, or it has like a cardigan like cropped and then a vest, and it doesn't look that great, but I just don't think they found the right way to do that. Like, again, it's kind of too tight, it's always too long when they put on like a vest top underneath something, and this is perfect. Like, it hits exactly just like at the right place. It's slightly higher than what a lot of people would imagine, I feel, for like a top like this. It hits basically at the top of the hips, the waist, rather than like extending through down to the hips. And if they want to do crop stuff, this is something that they haven't really played around with. That kind of like mid-rift area, most of the time it's either just below the boob or it goes down far, far too low, and then it just ends up looking like really, really odd. Again, I just had to put this one in because it was a serve. We don't have enough like pleather leather looking jackets that aren't your traditional like biker jacket. Even traditional biker jackets, we don't have ones that fit nicely, whereas this is stunning. Again, hits exactly where I want clothes to hit more within The Sims 4. And yeah, elders, they can be fucking cool, okay? Look at this shirt. It looks absolutely incredible. I'm actually obsessed with this. I want it. It probably costs more than I earn in a month, but it is sick. We really don't play around with waistcoats enough. This is so much fun. Just like a pop of color added onto an outfit. I absolutely love it. Diva, mama, a diva behind you. Oh, she's so cool. Who is she? She's got so many posts on Pinterest. She knows she's cool. I don't know if I would ever use these within the game, but again, I just kind of wanted to show you that older people, they don't just have to wear like, you know, frumpy jumpers or aprons. They don't have to wear stuff that fully like covers them up. They can wear things that look absolutely astounding. This person's collection of like rugby jumpers and making them fit so sick. Love every single one of those. Fun skirts, pops of color, looks like they are having the time of their life. Again, another fun pop of color. You've also got the leopard / cheetah print. I don't know, there's beef going down between cheetah print and leopard print at the minute on TikTok. I never know which is which. I don't personally like it. I don't wear it. Would I want some of my elders to rock it in The Sims 4? Yes, absolutely. I am, however, a massive fan of a check trouser. Absolutely love a good check trouser. The amount of check trousers, patchwork trousers I own from Lucy and Yak is absolutely unreal. I actually was just looking at a new pair today, and I think these are both so much fun. Two completely kind of different versions. This one is more of like a straight leg with like a skinnier ankle, tapered, showing off the ankles, which I know some people maybe don't like. But then there's another version, you know, I've been wearing jeans like this recently, and I have to say, they make you feel like a supermodel. I feel like my legs go on for days when I'm wearing trousers that have this structure to them. I mean, come on. That is one of the most gorgeous, stunning outfits I've ever seen in my entire life. Patterned coats, bold colors. And lastly, I wanted to talk about an element that I personally think was very much missing, and that was kind of an outdoor like slipper. I don't particularly like the slippers in The Sims 4 anyway. I definitely think we could have more fun with slippers. Not that I'm a person who actually uses slippers that much on Sims. However, I do think I would use slippers more for like outdoorsy if they looked more outdoorsy. I obviously created Mary and Blossom in The Sims 4 eco lifestyle, and I wanted to give Mary a pair of Crocs, but we didn't actually have like anything that resembled that really in the game, so I just gave her a pair of slippers. Whereas something like this, obviously you also have like this variation, like gardening shoes. These are kind of like the wide foot ones, which again, another debate that is going on TikTok. Let's not get into the wide shoe debate. We do have Birkenstocks now, which you can obviously pair with socks, but like I said, we need more fun socks, woolly socks, like just better socks in general. When I went over the pack, I did just put on like a base game pair of trainers, which is like fine because shoes aren't only tied to elders. Like none of these clothes are specifically tied to elders. Like only elders can wear them, or you know, elders shouldn't wear these things. And I know I've gone like quite fashionable but I do feel like I also covered like the basics of what I wanted and what I kind of expected in an elder kit, but obviously Pinterest is quite trendy, you know. Also boating shoes. Like, hello, we got a little fisherman jacket, but we didn't get any boat shoes. Illegal. I really want a pair of like leather boat shoes. I know I've been in my like loafer era, but I just think these are really, really cool. I won't go back to the boat shoes. You can't make me do it. I did used to wear them when I was like 15, 16, when I was in my Jack Wills chino phase. I just picked up a Jack Wills vest the other day and I've never been more disappointed in myself, but it's actually super cute. I'll show it to you on a video next time I'm wearing it to record. But I did feel like I traveled back in time. I was like, who is this? 16-year-old me is quaking in her boots. So there we have it. That's what I would have liked to see for elders. I also have just like more basic stuff like fuzzy cardigans, like really nice overcoats, waistcoats, cardigans, but I do feel like we have quite a few cardigans within the game. I do wish they kind of like jazzed it up a little bit with like some beads or accessories, like fisherman beanies. Overall, I do think there was a lot to play with, and I think they played it too safe, in my opinion. They didn't push the boat out as much as they could have done. Where were these? I hope you all enjoyed this video. I really enjoy like creating these types of videos. I know it is basically me just like going through a Pinterest board, but I find fashion really interesting, like when I see it on other people, and especially like taking real life fashion and kind of translating it into The Sims, thinking about like how it would look in the game if it could work in game, and also just thinking of like all the past things that we have had, which is why I didn't focus too much on like cardigans, because I do feel like we have an awful lot of cardigans, and I know not everyone has every single pack, but even like with just base game and a couple of other packs, I feel like cardigans are covered a lot. It is shocking to me that we don't have like a really nice Aran knit jumper, not that I can remember anyway. My creator sim knowledge might not be as good as I once thought it was. That was proven the other week when I did that little create sim test of how well I knew it and severely failed, which I will link at the end of this video. But if you would like to see this type of video for masculine sims, I know I always say I want them to like play around with fit and lengths and cuts a little bit more when it comes to masculine fashion. I am happy to do a video like this for masculine fashion, and I really would quite like to cover it. But if you want to see it, definitely let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you think about what I showed off today, or maybe I missed some specific things that you personally feel should have been in the elder kit and what you would have liked to see. I appreciate you all so flippin' much, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.